£43 million and Eden Hazard is ours again. Big man on the block will be ours again. Let's get into it. Welcome to the Kavkas, you guys, and today's video is an interesting one with Eden Hazard basically saying come and get me please, Chelsea FC. It is interesting. We've got a decision to make. Chelsea Football Club have got a massive decision to make. Our fan base is ripped apart and is constantly arguing about our players, whether Mason Mount is good enough, Christian Pulisic is good enough, Hakim Ziyech needs to play, Kai Havertz is the answer, Timo Werner is a donut. All these answers and all these questions we need to answer. But the important thing is Eden Hazard is available for a big lump sum. Jadon Sancho is available for a lovely little sum. All of a sudden, I've got more questions than answers. But in this video today, we will break this down. We will talk about the Eden Hazard links. We will talk about why we are underachieving, why we are so unproductive in front of goal. What is going on? Realistically speaking, how are we going to fix this? And is Jadon Sancho the solution? I will tell you right now, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and in the comments below, let me know, will you take GOAT Eden Hazard back? Will you take Eden Hazard back in the Chelsea blue, smiling with his big batty running around the Stamford Bridge? So let's get into pause, by the way. I just heard what I said. All of a sudden though, look, Eden Hazard's linked back with the club. Eden Hazard's tenure at Real Madrid has been terrible. Eden Hazard scored 5 goals in his tenure at Real Madrid. When you actually think about it, it is an absolute madness. This guy's been injured ridiculous amount and he needs to regain his form. He needs to regain his fitness. Why did he have so many injuries? Well, part of the reason is lack of professionalism. He came back fat. He literally came back fat. He wasn't ready to train. Tried to get himself back into shape by rushing it. Next thing you know, he's overdone it and got injured ridiculously. Wear and tear is another factor. The guy's been getting kicked for the whole life, right? But now the question is he's available for £43 million because Real Madrid want to sell. What do? I'm torn and I can't decide. I genuinely can't decide because I'll give you guys an answer now. 5 minutes later, I'll give you another answer because Eden Hazard is my favorite player. Eden Hazard has always been my favorite player to ever wear the Chelsea kit. Aesthetically, the way he looks when he's on the ball is phenomenal. His productivity was always to a certain part where I loved it. Number 3, I just like the guy off the pitch, man. He's just a good character, a good man, and you can really tell that you can build up a rapport with him very easily. The negatives in this deal is he's going to be 30. And when he turns 30, the issues start arising that he's an old 30. He's a Wayne Rooney 30 where his body is going to cave. He's been playing football from a very young age. I think it's 17 years old. He's given all his best years to Chelsea. Is there anything left in the tank? Realistically speaking, I can't give you an answer whether I take him back or not. But for £43 million, this seems like a steal. But at the same time, when you look at Eden Hazard, is he going to be the same Eden Hazard we remember? Going back is very dangerous. Going back is like when your girl cheats on you and leaves you and you still go back. You'll be a fool to do that. But realistically speaking, we love Eden Hazard and he didn't cheat on us. He just went on a sabbatical. So that's the interesting aspect of it. But now let's talk about the big issues we have at hand. We've got serious issues and they all start in front of goal. Realistically speaking, these goal issues are not going to disappear anytime soon because we need to sign either a striker or a Jadon Sancho. I've been screaming for Jadon Sancho because we need productivity, we need goals, and we need assists. Jadon Sancho, double figures for the last 3 years. That is unbelievably great. You want to know how great? Well, let's talk about this now. And a lot of you are not going to like this conversation. Hakim Ziyech, for an experienced player, has not been very productive. He's got numerous opportunities, never grabbed it by the throat of the neck. Yes, there are external circumstances to Hakim Ziyech not being productive. Number 1 being that Eredivisie season finished in March. He didn't play football basically for 6 months, comes back, gets injured right before pre-season, the first game of the season, and he's always playing catch-up. I understand that. But the season's gone by and Hakim Ziyech doesn't look very convincing. His statistics stink for this year, right? I think he's got 2 or 3 league goals and assists, whatever. It's up on the screen right now. You guys will see, right? And it's not very good. Then we start going into Mason Moutinho. Mason Mount is a centre midfielder. Thomas Tuchel will have to change this system to get the best out of Mason Mount. Whilst I love Mason Mount's playing ability, whilst I rate Mason Mount ridiculously, whilst I think Mason Mount is a phenomenal player, I do see errors in his game. I think Mason Mount is an 8 and not a 10. I think he's not clinical in front of goal, and this highlights it. 37 games, 6 goals, 7 assists. It's just not good enough for Chelsea. And you're all going to say, what are you talking about? He's not good enough to start at the number 10 for Chelsea if we want to win league titles. Because we need to have 50 goals from those front three. 50 goals. And if he's only chipping in 6, it means we got 44 left to get somewhere. And this is worrying. Timo Werner, nowhere near the player that we thought he was going to be. I've said this before, I'm going to say it again. Timo Werner, 8 goals, 6 assists in the league is pathetic. This is a player we paid £50 million for. Yes, we have to be patient with all 3 of them. With Hakim Ziyech, Mason Mount, and Timo Werner. But we do have a certain prerequisite that we have to anticipate from our players. Realistically speaking, 8 goals and 6 assists is not good for Timo Werner. Timo Werner is a better player than he's showing. He's missed like 15 big chances. And the problem is now let's consider it. 8 goals plus the 6 that Mason Mount has scored, all of a sudden, that is like 14 goals. 14 goals when we're meant to get 50 from the front 3. And that's from 2 of them. Then we're going to get into Mr. Captain America Pulisic. Pulisic is a very good player on the ball. Catches the eye very easily. Drifts, glides, inherits fouls like it's part of his business scheme. Like literally, it's part of, he's got the policy wording and it's written in there that Pulisic has to take fouls. Christian Pulisic misses a lot of chances and more importantly, he disappears in big games. There's solutions here, guys. One would be selling or any one of the 4 I mentioned, but that's not the right one in my opinion. The right one is you buy players that are ready to come in and play every game and allow these lot to develop whilst they're learning because the other one's putting ridiculous numbers up. Christian Pulisic has got what, 4 or 5 goals in the league this year? Few assists here and there. He's played enough minutes. I'm showing you guys the statistics while we're going on. Literally, the statistics are up on this wall. He's playing well enough. Like, he's catching the eye. Yesterday, against Aston Villa, what was going on? Mason Mount missing from 3 key chances. Christian Pulisic missing chances here and there. And this is a regular occurrence. I'm not just overreacting. Kai Havertz came on. Kai Havertz as well, bro. You have to be burying chances. You can't be missing for 3 yards out. Kai's return this year has been pathetic. For a player that's worth £72 million, I understand we need to give him time to develop. I understand that. But there's a certain barrier that you need to be reaching and a certain threshold I want you to be achieving. It is important at Chelsea Football Club we are generating goals and assists at a minimum. Otherwise, we're dependent on our wing-backs who aren't good enough at this moment in time. Like, I don't understand what people think is going on here. Eden Hazard would be a solution. But Eden's only got 5 goals in the last 2 years. So whether he would be a solution and come back and be the old Eden Hazard, I don't know. I'm very worried actually. So I'm going to ask all of you once again. Like, do you really think Jadon Sancho is not needed? Do you really think Jadon Sancho is not needed? Yes, Mason Mount is creating 57 chances. I understand that. I obviously understand what he adds to this team. I think formation change is needed. I genuinely believe that. I think we need to go sign Jadon Sancho. We need to go sign, and not a Jack Grealish or someone else like a Chucky Lozano or a Dybala. We need someone that's going to come in and put numbers on the board. We don't need someone new. We need either Jadon Sancho, maybe Eden Hazard. Maybe. I can't convince myself to say that at the moment. But another thing we need to do is move to a 4-2-3-1 or a 4-3-3. 4-2-2. Some sort of variation of where we're playing 4 at the back and we could get another attacking midfielder on the pitch or an attacking wide player or a striker. It is important we have these talents on the pitch. At this moment in time, a lot of people are irritating me. A lot of people are pissing me off because, you know, a lot of people are just making excuses. They're all young. They're not getting enough goals. Well, we need to be winning now. Do you guys want to be in battles for top 4 for the next 3, 4, 5 years? And then with no guarantee that we're even going to win a title then because their development doesn't go as planned. Look, at the end of the day, we need players that are experienced. We need players that are guaranteed goals and assists. Diego Costa, Cesc Fabregas. When we signed them, it said what it did on the tin before we got them. We already knew what we were getting. No project, no development needed, no patience. You get what you want. You spend big money, you expect to get what you want. At this moment in time, Ziyech, Havertz, Werner, Mount, and Pulisic are not cutting it. They are not cutting it at this moment in time. Did I say they're bad players? No, I did not say they are bad players. But They are not cutting it. And at this moment in time, we need to figure out a different solution. Change the system, sign someone else. I'm sorry to go on a rant. I've had enough of a lot of people. I've really had. So it is what it is. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. We will be covering the Champions League final. I will give you the story, by the way, of the Champions League final, of how I literally saw that last one. Where did I celebrate? How did I celebrate? It was a madness. Absolute mazine. So make sure you guys stay tuned in. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. I'm out. Peace out. Bye.